The All Made Up podcast is brought to you by aDrop.ai, the tool that allows you to generate passive income through using airdrops.
Airdrops?
No, airdrops.
But what are airdrops, Harry?
Airdrops are free incentives from cryptocurrencies which reward you for using and interacting with their application.
Right, so you're telling me I can set up a new revenue stream today?
Exactly that. If you go to aDrop.ai and sign up to the whitelist, you'll get invited to the private beta.
Well, I better go and do that.
And so should you at aDrop.ai. Sign up, make some money.
Do you know where Lewis is?
Yeah, he's probably signing up. At aDrop.ai.
It's all made up again.
Yeah.
It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the All Made Up podcast with me, Harry Stachini.
Me, Lewis Coleman.
And me, Ben Hart.
The show where each week a guest joins us in the writer's room to create a story like you and we have never heard before.
Not quite knowing what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
It's all made up.
Oh, I nearly fucking said it then. That's how excited I was.
Yeah, I was like, knock you in the face. I was like,
It's the anniversary episode,
It
people.
is.
It's the anniversary episode. What does that mean, Harry?
It means
'cause I'm
We've
not
been-
sure.
we've been doing this a year, and today's episode is a recap of that year, all the wonderful moments we've had, stories, guests, big laughs, and we're going to be sharing that with you in this little recap. You got no guest today, you got us three. And
You got no guest today.
one more time. Let's go
No,
one more
I
time.
like it. We're good here. Keep going.
I think I've got each stroke, but that's what today's episode is going to be.
inside.
It's going to be a recap of the year, and we'll be going through what goes into the pod, where we want to go with it, and telling you all about what we're going to be doing at Edinburgh Fringe Festival this summer as well. So stick around, enjoy it, sit back.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a good laugh. But before we get into that, let's just talk about what we've just done recently. You know what I mean? Because
Good
there are
shout.
a few things. Obviously, Harry going to Cal Porter's wedding, which is now a massive... Cal Porter, you are a massive part of this podcast, it seems, because you get talked about every week.
Sounds that.
And we can also talk about our night out, which I think we forgot about.
Oh,
Went
on
out-
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went for a birthday anniversary night out in Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I completely forgot that was last week.
Yeah. You
yeah.
two squares, like wanting the. It got to like 2:00 in the morning, and then these two were like, "Oh, I won't go home. I'm tired."
Oh, no, that's saying, Lewis. I mean, you were always half a pint at Edwin, weren't we? You always had half a pint waiting, Lewis. It's because you weren't drinking you weren't drinking at our level.
You're talking rubbish, lad.
I was putting it away, putting the ale away, and the next day
You were putting the fun away. That's what you were doing.
I was bringing the thunder. We had a good time, you know, a few little pints.
So we started off. Let's give them a recap. So Ben,
I work for Global. We were on the top floor of Global.
yeah.
Yeah. Could that been out? No, we're on the top floor there. We had a couple of drinks. We've got a 7th floor balcony, so we thought it'd be a bit classy looking over Manchester.
Yeah.
With a £5 bottle of rosé.
Yeah,
Which got
And-
drank from the sales team, was it? Or something
Oh,
like
let's
that?
not talk about that one. That's yeah. If anyone's listening, I'm watching you. Yeah, yeah. I bought a couple of bottles of rosé and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, people thought they were just for the office. I should have put a label on next time. Stay off.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Then we went to where did we go? We went to
We went after that. Was it Brewdog? We went Brewdog for a pint, and then Rudy's.
No,
for
we went Long Club as well before that.
Oh yeah, we did, and you absolutely smashed a Guinness that I bought you in 30 seconds.
It seemed like so manipulative on the story, like when I was telling you the rules of Split the G, where it was like there was practically no way you was not drinking that full pint, and you just look so gullible when I'm saying it to you. Just right, Ben. So. For the listeners and the viewers, obviously you've heard of Split the G before, but when I was away with the lads in Belfast on a stag do, we played the rules a little bit differently. So, Split the G, for us, you have a Guinness, your first drink, you've got to try and split the actual letter of the G. You've got to attempt to try and do it to show that you've got integrity.
yeah.
So, but also as part of a rule, if you do split the G, you've got to down it.
Yeah.
But if you don't split the G, you've also got to down it. So the only way you can show that you've got integrity is by splitting the G on the letter G, but not quite doing it. If you fall either side of it, you're downing it. And Ben fell the other side of it.
Yeah, and I've got integrity. So what do I do?
So you downed it.
Yeah, I've got like the Medal of Honor level of it.
Harry,
Integrity.
nil integrity, it seems.
No.
Yeah, because I don't succumb to peer pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's I want to make that very clear to anyone that thinks who's listening or watching that they can peer pressure me because they fucking
that's what
can't.
pussy would say. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But we had some pints, which were enjoyable, and then we needed pizza because we were, I think, a little bit too far ahead. You know what I mean? I'd not eaten.
Yeah, you were on your way. You needed pizza.
Yeah. No, it was good. And then we went to Schofields in Manchester. Shout out to that bouncer.
Oh yeah, we didn't get let in.
Yeah, there was nobody around us. We were just us. We walked towards the bouncer. He went, "How many of you are there?"
Yeah,
and we were like, 3. Can you see more?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely vacant part of Manchester. How many of you lads? 3.
Yeah, I don't think it helped that when we turned the corner. Schofields is probably one of the most exclusive bars in Manchester, right? It's like being voted one of the best bars in the UK, okay, for cocktails. Like white service jacket, a dinner service jacket. It's unreal, right? I walk around the corner and I'm holding my sunglasses, which I fucking lost that evening. And Lewis says, "Have you got a poo bag in your hands?"
Yeah, to be fair to that bouncer, all he heard, we thought we walked over really casually and really smart. All he heard was... poo bags.
Have you got a poo bag in your hand, pal?
So he just didn't let us in.
It looked like Harry had been picking up dog shit around Manchester. That's what it looked like.
That's what he usually does, but he's not gigging it. Cares about the streets.
Next day was a bit of a struggle. I definitely, that last pint I could have done without.
Squares. I didn't want the night to end.
Out.
You didn't, Ben. You didn't want it. You're saying that in retrospect.
You were staying at Harry's, so I couldn't have stayed out anywhere.
I didn't know at that point I was staying at Harry's.
You did.
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
You couldn't get the bus. You couldn't go and have a drink with your mate Dom.
Straight through no brew for me, that would have been.
Yeah. My favourite bit was when you tried getting us in Albert's Sloss and you walked to the front and went, "My mate's in there."
No, but I looked
was
in.
like, "I don't care."
I looked in. And it actually looked horrendous in there. Dom even said it was like, it wasn't a good place for popping that day.
Yeah,
No.
and the queue was bouncing.
Yeah. And then we tried getting Keely's or Kylie's, whatever it was.
Yeah,
the Irish
that looked
bar.
like the mini-me from Austin Powers.
Irish place. We got to there. Once again, just went for a walk in. Oh, not tonight, lads. I thought it was like 12:30, and I was like, oh, it must be shutting at 1. Shut at 2.
Yeah.
So I thought
we give off the impression of thugs.
yeah. Trouble, we look like.
Vigilante poo bag carriers. But yeah,
they're all on walkie-talkies to one another.
Genuinely,
there's lads carrying bags of shit.
No, fun though. Fun.
Yeah, I am genuine.
Just a quick one. How about the lad who ended up in the back of the van?
Polo boy.
We saw him fighting in 3 bars.
Yeah,
he was just desperate to get arrested. That lad. And he looked like me 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I liked is he was so placid when they had him in cuffs and all the police officers were around him, and as soon as the door shut on him, it was like a dog behind a wall, just like, and you're like,
I'm safe now.
Yeah. But I don't know if you are watching, pal. Grow up. All right. It was embarrassing watching you.
Yeah. You told him that. That's what set him off.
Yeah. But I genuinely am gutted that I lost my son. Is that like I've like
Could you not get in contact with the Uber driver?
Uber drivers? I've messaged him twice. He said no. He wouldn't answer my calls either.
You rang him?
Yeah, mate, of course I tried to fucking ring him. 150 quid's worth of sunglasses there gone.
Yeah, he knows it. He's probably sold them.
It was the prescription, so it pissed me off. But yeah, I was sore the next day, and I had to go again. I think had I not had the wedding on the Saturday, I could have probably gone a little bit longer there.
Nice segue into the wedding.
Yeah.
Hey.
He just this wedding, Carl Porter's wedding.
Hey, do you know what?
He's got 500,000 followers.
Yeah, well, it was an amazing wedding. Honestly, we all sat around big blue ticks. They were the tables.
Oh, were you a +1 then? Or?
Yeah. You're on the non-verified table.
Yeah. Where's yours, pal? Yeah.
No, it was good. It was Blackpool, wasn't it? So the wedding ceremony was great. Blackpool in general still doesn't like. What's your impressions of Blackpool? Do you think it still has charm?
I love Blackpool.
No, I the last few times that I've been, I don't feel like it was when I was a kid. It feels like it's become even more abandoned and sort of like derelict in a way. There's so many things which are not open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean.
It's just faded.
Yeah,
like,
that's what.
Everything is kind of. It
There's
looks
still
like it's held together with chewing gum and piss.
There's still I still don't get me wrong.
Strong that.
Yeah, there's still I still have you have that soft spot for Blackpool, don't you? Like it's still nice and I'll still visit it. But yeah, I think the last few times I've been like, wow, like
The beach is nice.
Yeah, the beach.
Yeah.
In summer, it's all right there.
Well, it was dead hot when Saturday, and I got a taxi all the way down the beachfront and was just taking in the humanity around me. Yeah. And then when I got to the wedding, that was very nice. You know what I mean? People had shoes on, which makes a big difference. But Carl, nice to see you, mate, get married. Probably the real showpiece of the wedding was David Brent, the impersonator, who it got like there was murmurs that Brent had been booked for it, and I was like, what? Like, David Brent's coming. I was like, this is...
so who booked that? Was it Carl?
Carl booked it, yeah.
Okay.
So
his wife, no?
Yeah. But I think it was meant to be a big surprise, but I somehow caught wind of it. And they just finished the first dance, right? And you hear... do you know Alexander Camp?
Yes.
Yeah, he was DJing at the wedding.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, he's on the decks, and they've just finished the dance, and he goes, sorry, but I believe we have an intruder. And then from the edge of the dance floor, you hear this, and he comes in and goes full, dance routine, and it was, the roof went off. Right? It went fucking bananas. And Carl and Red, his now wife, had just stood either side of him, like nodding. Yeah. But Brent is full on going for it. And then I thought, where's it go from there? Because he's kind of done his thing now. No, he was then in character as David Brent for the next 3 hours, just walking around the wedding, shredding absolutely everybody.
What, as in take a piss?
Yeah. Just, you can book him for stag do's. He came up on my TikTok the day before at a stag do, like, took your bottle there.
Yeah.
Mate, it was like I wasn't outside at this point, but he was in the smoking area, and he must have had about 10 comics around him.
Yeah.
And they were absolutely howling. And then then he went a bit right wing. And we were a bit like, go back to being Brent. Go back to being Brent.
Yeah. I know you're looking at a beach, but don't let it put you off.
Yeah. But, that's funny. Yeah. But it was wild.
Did he break character?
I thought he would. I really thought he would. I was chatting to someone, and the first interaction I had with him, thinking, he basically walked past me, put his hands on my shoulders, and he went, oh, fuck me, didn't realise Superman was here. And then I was like, I went, like that. And I was like, I said, this is, how long have you been doing this? And he's like, oh, steady on. And then I was like, oh, he's not breaking character. Anyone asked him a question, he'd answer it as Brent. I was like, should get you on the podcast. He's like, podcast day? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Don't know. It's just, that's my Brent, by the way. Every time he touched his tie, I just kept thinking he's going, 500 quid. 500 quid, that's what I paid.
How much you reckon?
500 quid.
Is that all it was?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get him on the pod.
500 quid for 2 hours work to just walk around the wedding and,
you get paid more than that for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm...
For worse material.
Yeah, I say, I'm paying more than that for 20 minutes.
500 quid for 2 hours walking around a wedding as a character. You do that. You're not making balloon animals, you just...
Right, you do it then.
What was David Brent?
Yeah.
Imagine we were all wrong and David Brent was real.
Yeah.
And that was him. And for all this time we'd be like, oh, I love that character.
I don't know if this is part of The Office, but one of the jokes, James Allen does a superb David Brent, right? And he was buzzing off of him. But it was like the little mannerisms. But he goes, me and is it Finchy?
Yeah, Chris Finch.
So, me and Finchy,
bloody good rep.
Yeah, we're at the wedding, right, having a good time. Van Halen, jump, comes on. We're jumping. After that, it's, I don't know, Kung Fu fighting. Everyone's Kung Fu fighting. Then they play Come On Eileen. We got asked to leave.
Yeah, that is a joke. I think that's a joke.
Who delivered that one?
David Brent.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you were saying James Allen delivered it.
No.
So it's like...
I was like, it doesn't seem like his style.
No, David Brent, he delivers it, and obviously it blows the fucking roof off. And I was just thinking, this is insane that this is your job.
Yeah.
But
people say about you though, don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
As if he gets paid to do that.
Yeah, walk around weddings. It was good though. I had a good time, and it was, I say, nice to see a friend get married.
Did you obviously the night's getting a bit loose, and it gets at 12, 1 o'clock. Did you put your arm around Carl Porter and give him a bit of advice? I bet you did. I bet you said. I bet you went, Carl, you're one of the good ones, you mate.
Yeah.
Go on. What did you say to him? I bet you give him a little perler of
I didn't give him anything. I just said,
How would you make a video go viral?
He did his vows and
His vowels.
his vows. Yeah, A-E-I-O-U. He did his vows and he fluffed his lines in his vows. Like it was interesting. I was howling when he did that.
That's nice.
Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah, most nervous day of his life. You're there going, oh, what a kid.
Well, everyone laughed, but when I saw him at the end, like you just finished the ceremony, everyone's walking past to say like, "Well done." I said, "Congratulations." He said, "I fucking heard you laugh," and I was like, "Well, it was funny."
You were terrified.
She
You weren't
like,
friends anymore.
repeat after me, like, I Carl, and he'd be like, "I'm Carl." It's like you said it wrong, but his speech was amazing. And I just said to him, mate, like, congratulations, it's just nice to see someone get married. But his speech was really good, like, dead emotional, and didn't expect that.
Well, no, especially with being such good friends, you probably thought you'd know it exactly word for word.
Do you know what?
You'd be like, I didn't expect that line.
You know what, fellas? There was a lot of comics there.
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah, we weren't, but it's fine.
Well, I was surprised. It was bad to see people dressed up. You know what I mean? I saw a Valdez. Not seen a Valdez in ages. Valdez was there, yeah.
Nice.
It was good. Had a little cigar, enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I seen the cigar. Where was that from? Who give you that?
Carl Legacy.
Right, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you smoke it all?
No, I had. You're not meant to. You're not meant to inhale. I just had a few totes.
You are meant to inhale.
And then
I see smoke.
with a cigar, you don't inhale. Like you don't take it into your lungs. You just take it. You don't.
Up the arse.
Yeah, but
Put it in your eye.
yeah, it was horrible. So I woke up the next day with like horrible breath and heartburn. But it was fine. I've just got no money now and no sunglasses. So But the main thing, I've got you two and this podcast.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you brought your sunglasses to a night out.
Yeah, well, it was daytime, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 6:30.
Yeah, well, do you know what? You're probably right.
I'm not victim blaming you.
Sounds like but it's fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But yeah, that's what's been going on over my weekend. Obviously, you were playing footy. You both did gigs, didn't you? And you played footy.
Yeah, I was in Chester live rooms. I'm doing some support for Deliso.
Chester Live.
It was good, actually. It's a good room.
How did you open it?
I opened it with, the crowd were a bit difficult. So there was a table in the middle. So the comic who was on before me, tried to interact with the crowd, but they were being difficult. So, he was like, where are you from? The Wirral. Oh, you're not a Scouser, are you? And then she was offended by that. And then there was someone on the other side, and they weren't married, but they'd been together 12 years. Then there was another couple that were offering this guy to be in a throuple with them. So I started it by going, listen, I don't want to make any enemies. Listen, I love Scousers. I don't care that you're living in sin. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to join your throuple.
Right.
And then I opened with just a couple, just my standard class material.
Is that what you said to me? You went, now I've done that bit, prepare for the class stuff.
Just rock the fucking house as per usual.
That's good. So they enjoyed it?
They loved it, yeah. I tried a new bit about my mum and her Apple Watch.
And that went well?
It went all right, yeah. It could have gone better.
What's the crux of that joke?
Just essentially watching her with this Apple Watch where it's like, as you're looking at Apple Watch, she's like, you're not stood up yet. Yeah, well, some of us have got a job.
Ah, right, yeah.
Do you know your heart rate? Yeah, well, you're stressing me out. And then it's time to go to bed. I'm a grown woman. And I'm like, why just take it off? And she's like, yeah, but I can't count my steps otherwise.
Ah, right. So it's as if the watch is dictating
the joke's
her
better than
life.
that. Just let everyone know if they are planning on watching me. There's
Yeah, basing your entire comedy career on that little soundbite in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. God, I've never bought tickets to his show now. But no, I was world class.
Right, okay. Nice. Just the live rooms.
Yeah.
Good little weekend.
How did I describe myself as a comic the other day? Ivan Tony, ready for a big club.
Ready for a big club.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you're about to get found out for betting. Be suspended from gigging.
Always
betting on your own gigs.
Yeah. Always bet on yourself. Yeah.
Going into a bet, Fred. I'd like to put it down that I'm going to make the final of Northwest Comedian of the Year. That competition finished years ago. I don't think you understand, pal. Okay? I'm the Ivan Tony of comedy.
Give me the odds.
Yeah.
But no, that was good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
It'd be good if you could bet on a comedian, wouldn't it?
Well, what is it you want from life? I want Carlo Ancelotti to book me gigs. Okay?
But that was good. What about you, Lou?
Yeah, good gig, decent. That was in a place called Longton, which was like a small village in Preston. It was quite nice, to be fair. I played a bar called Hopton's, so it was like, what are you cracking up at?
Longton, Hoptons.
When you said Hoptons, I think of is it Superbad when he goes, I hear they added more haps to it. Yeah.
I hear they added more haps.
There you go, see? Dialogue.
Yeah.
It's in there.
But yeah, good gig. Had some good laughs. Had people saying, "Oh, that was good, mate. That was good, mate."
you want to drive home or crowd surf? It's up to you, pal.
Yeah.
But
It makes me dizzy that I do it that often. yeah. Well, not again. Take me back to the stage.
let's go away from this chat and into our
year.
reviewing our year,
Yeah.
reviewing our year of the All Made Up podcast. Because obviously, you guys, you listeners, you viewers, have been with us for a year now.
Yeah.
And you've been on quite some journey. The journey isn't over.
No.
But what we're going to do is going to talk about what it's been like so far. Favourite episodes, favourite characters, things like that. So
Yeah, we've got some topics, haven't we? We've got some to sort of structure it. We've got some stuff there to. I think
we've got a structure, guys. Okay.
No, sometimes people at home love structure, not as loose and free as we are.
Yeah, someone's sitting on the sofa going, white knuckling. Unless I hear structure, I'm fucking turning off.
There's a structured episode. They've got a start, middle, and end.
The podcast, obviously, for the last year has been going on, and I don't know if you are interested in this at all, but we usually record on a Monday evening. So we're always here on a Monday, getting our guests in. The guests go above and beyond to do it with us as well. But it really has taken a decent shape over the last 12 months, and we've had some unbelievable stories on that sofa. We've all kind of got our own individual opinions on which ones have been our favourites, which I think would be a good starting point while we recap, because when I think first story that comes to mind for me is absolutely one of my favourites would be Tom Keegan's.
Go on, give us a review of that story. What was it?
Tom Keegan's was the bouncer called Connor, who lived in Canada and had a deep down burning passion to dance.
Right,
and got roped in by a fella called Randy, who for 20 years whilst in prison had been slowly putting together a male strip club and hiring other prisoners within the prison to work for him, and then saw Connor as his centrepiece, his main act, and went above and beyond to make sure all his needs were met. And them needs were a very, very, very small ice skating patch, which he would skate on his ice. He'd skate on the ice in his skates and basically douse women in the crowd with, shards of ice.
Yeah. Ending with him flying off in a jet plane.
Yeah,
remember that? Yeah,
because he got scouted for spearmint rhino.
Preston Spearmint Rhino, I think it was.
Yeah, it was just great. I really, really enjoyed it. But every story is obviously different. That would be my favourite. You know what I mean? But what if you lads were thinking of ones you standouts?
Well, what I'm interested in, Ben, what was you scrolling through on your iPad then?
The episodes.
Ah, right,
I was just
okay.
going through the episodes, just to give myself a reminder of any older ones that I've maybe forgotten about.
Right, well, maybe, you know what would be nice? Go through from the top and just say, the title of the episode and going through what we remember of them. You know what I mean?
53.
Well, we can just scroll through. So who was numero one? Was
James Allen was number
James
one.
Allen. So
the meal deal that helped him read minds.
Fog on the Tyne.
Yeah, you know what, Ben? We'll try and guess what the title was for the episodes that came. Ben's pretty much the quiz master at this point.
Right.
We say the guest, or we try and guess who the next guest was. So Ben, pick your iPad up so we can't see it as well.
I know the next guest
We're doing it for all 53.
I reckon we go through. Obviously
53?
Yeah.
Okay, next guest, Sam Allen.
Yeah, what was his name?
Sam the Man.
Sam the Man. It was about right. So let's go through what it was about. So for this one, it was a cut. The 4 kids died in it. I remember that.
Yeah, it's the only one we got a dislike on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the only one we got a dislike
really?
on YouTube.
One dislike out of 53 episodes. One dislike was for this episode, and I think it was the 4 deceased children which made that happen.
The story was about
a wheeler dealer. It was about a guy who made cars.
No, it's about his wife.
Yeah, and she kept posting leaflets through doors.
Leaflet.
And it turned out Billy Whammy had cut the brakes on his own kid's car because of an insurance.
Yeah, that's when Lewis asked the iconic question. What's on the back seat?
What's on the back seat? Yeah,
that ripped me for about 3 days.
I can't remember the name of this episode.
Give us a clue. Cut loose.
Yep.
Cut loose. Right. 1-0 me. 1-0 to me.
Actually, I think...
No, this is the real quiz.
This is the real quiz.
I think, actually, this might be my favourite episode.
Number 3,
right.
Liam Pickford.
Yep.
And 2:30.
2:30, is that what it was called? No.
Bullet Tooth.
Bullet Tooth, that's a good idea.
Lethal
Tooth.
Lethal
Weapon.
Tooth.
Lethal Weapon Tooth.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Remember that the cock made out of teeth.
Yeah, a monolith of ivory.
So once again, let's just try and give like a brief summary.
So do you want to do that one?
No, you go for it.
I remember it as Liam Pickford is a disgraced undercover police officer living in Hattersley, has a thick New York accent, and he's masquerading as a dentist to find out why teeth are being removed and then where they're being taken to. And it turns out it's a flat roof church with barbed wire around it, and a South African devil is beneath a monolith of teeth in the shape of a cock that is being constructed in a church.
Yeah, the last tooth was the tip of the cock.
That was such a good summary, that.
Dialogue.
So I reckon, I think as we go through as well, we maybe sort of say which ones have made it into the top 10 in terms of stories.
I think for me, Liam Pickford's. I know we did. I know we did a second one, but I think.
Do you reckon that's up there? That episode.
Pickford probably gets best actor.
Yeah. Well, I reckon we put them in like categories. So, like, let's say he made the top 5 of like actors, maybe, because his act outs of that.
Yeah, 2-minute monologues.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chris Washington had a 2-minute monologue as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was the iconic line from Liam Pickford's in his monologue? It was something about ecclesiastic fuck.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh my God. He's speaking to you as a priest. And he goes, "Why are you so polite?" Well, that's quite a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
He calls you an I can't even say the word.
Ecclesiastical
Fuck bag.
Yeah.
Which isn't the first time I've been called that.
Yeah. I need to watch that little clip again.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
Do you actually want to go through all 53?
Yeah, Ben, stop asking.
Okay, right. If you believe in it.
Yeah, we can skip past a few if we need to.
Clem?
Don't tell us who's next, Ben. It's a quiz.
Oh, sorry. Name of it.
It is. It's the character. Clem's story was about a news reporter in the Victorian Times, and her name was Egerton.
Eglantine Moth.
An Eggy Moth story.
Yep.
All over it.
The rat race.
Yeah.
And she was in Leeds.
And she's trying to prove that rats are not the cause of like the fall down of the city.
Well, it was the plague, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, and it was squirrels were the real cause of the plague, but rats were the one taking the rap for it.
And a squirrel took a piss in a bath of milk. Do you remember that? And then, in a like a rat wingsuit almost. They took flight with their legless brother, and they sat in the loop of his fleshy leg.
I think for one of the hardest laughs, that's up there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's in top 5 hardest laughs.
Definitely 100%.
To be fair, though, I was watching the Harriet Dyer episode today.
Yeah.
And the line when we say about having no fingers, and I think it's when I say to her, "You're wild, you, aren't you?" Like, you actually slap your leg. Which
Wild, you, aren't you?
I think that's where you know you've got a good line when Lewis laughs like that.
I think if you're listening, you've got to watch them, because their facial expressions at times are fantastic.
I proper gurney laugh. Just on that, because I think by going through these, it'll just spark off other bits of conversation. And I was thinking, like, what sort of catchphrases as a podcast do you reckon we've got now? Do you know, like, lines that we always seem to say, or like moments that always seem to happen?
Is she attractive?
Is she attractive? That is.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Early on, you asked that about every person.
Really?
Yeah, I think like if we,
I think it's more of like a fantasy for you, this podcast at first. It was like
erotic novels every week.
Has she got like slightly brown skin and brown hair?
Yeah.
And,
What's the frame like?
Yeah.
What's your frame like?
That was you.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Do you think she could bear children well?
Yeah. Because if you think, if we was making merchandise, like that could be on the top. Is she attractive?
Yeah.
And that only you would wear it though.
Yeah. Every week.
Yeah.
I know it's not ours, but you know.
Every week.
Yeah. What else would you have? Maybe.
I like that. I feel like we say I like that a lot.
I feel like we say
I think even
can't be one.
Yeah, we do say yeah.
I'd like to see merch with like hello. Like hello's massive. Because whenever you go hello and welcome to the All Minute podcast, it's like you're throwing it over there. I love it.
I get ribbed out for that.
That's iconic. That.
How funny is this? Right, I was speaking to Fiona today, and
that is funny.
Yeah, no, it's just
turn the cameras off.
She was saying it's like McCoy's crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah. What texture would you say they are?
Rigid.
Rigid, yeah.
Yeah, she said ribbed.
Ribbed.
She's like, can
Ridged.
I get some ribbed crisps? I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, to read the flavour.
Yeah.
Oh no, because it's not rigid. It's ridged.
Ridged. Yeah,
ridged.
ridged.
Yeah, so
But
she just got
ribbed.
confused. Yeah.
Yeah, but she also thought, like, Charlie Chaplin was the king of chapstick comedy.
No.
No, swear to God. I was
Shut
like, you're being silly there.
That
No, I'm
sounds
not.
like a bad joke.
Yeah, I was like, it's slapstick. No, it's chapstick. No. Yeah, she was wrong.
That's balmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Because that's a chapstick. Lip
Yeah.
balm.
Ah,
Yeah. And
love it.
balmy is in, like,
You know
was
what?
it double
That was-
entendre?
That was smooth.
Are you looking at
Oh,
this, by
thank
the
you.
way?
No.
He is. He's
Yeah,
catching
I-
glimpses
I'm
of the
not looking
iPad.
at it, yeah.
I've just got
I'll put it like this,
photographic
you know.
memory.
Yeah. So episode 5. So after Clementine's. Ooh, well, that's a
Oh,
tricky
it's
one.
Someone, it's out. Do I give you a clue? It's someone we've had twice.
It was
Michael Mannion.
Yep.
Yes.
And
7-0.
We've
That's
only had 5
that's-
episodes.
it was the ice cream guy.
Yeah.
And
God,
he's
there was a shit in the kettle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the only story that was first person.
Mannion was the caddy of Sampres, Arnie Sampres, who was a businessman and was convinced ice cream vans were following him and part of
Yeah.
the government operation.
Yeah.
And it ended with a Ford Fiesta blowing up in a petrol station.
What was the story that was called? Meltdown.
Yep, well done.
Meltdown. Look at that.
Yeah, well done.
4-0.
Yeah.
It's 6-2.
There's still been 5 so far.
Yeah.
None of your answers make sense. Right, next one. Big fan of the podcast.
Ant McGinley.
Yep.
Ant McGinley. It was about the robot.
Cyborg.
Cyborg.
Yep. I like that one.
And it was called
Butterfly.
No.
Something to do with butterfly.
Stella.
Nope.
Interstellar. No.
Nowhere near.
Go on, give us a clue.
You are really close.
Oh. Yeah, because he had a wheel on his
On his head.
on his head. Yeah.
What did he have that for? Was that to transport him around?
He went to get around, he put himself in his head and he wheeled everywhere.
Yeah.
That was wild, that, because he was drinking Stella, which was a woman he kept in a fridge.
Yeah, which you thought was for love, but it was to sort of keep him alive, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Remember all the fight scenes as well?
Yeah.
Every time.
Fucking hell. Wheelie.
Go on. And, well, maybe he's young, and what would he be?
Wheelie Young.
No.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you the words. Yeah. Wheelie young. Yeah. No, if you're young.
Wheelie
sometimes you
immature.
tend- Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Get
No,
it.
I like that one. It was set in. Was it set in?
It was Lee.
No, it was set
It
in.
was set in Lee, because it was to do
Yeah,
with
but-
all the
No,
mills.
it was Berry. It was Berry. Or it was. I remember him saying, "Where are you from, Ben?" And I remember him saying that to me.
Ah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I enjoyed that one. Ant was probably the only, I think it's the only sci-fi story we've had.
Yeah. What types of stories have been your favourites? Like, is it like the wacky ones? Is it the ones which have a clear narrative? Is it a particular genre? Like when we've done, for example, one which sticks out to me of like, right, this one had a clear genre and style was Danny Sutcliffe's. You know, with like, it was like
Which
very
one?
much a
Yeah, sorry.
what would you? I just said it's very
Action.
clear. Yeah, very clear action. Sort of follow them conventions like
John
loads
Handgun.
of John Handgun, retired sort of forces, ex-forces person.
I would say, I think a lot of our stories tend to be like mystery.
Welcome to the
Right.
gun.
Welcome to the gun.
Yeah, there tend to be a lot of mystery ones, but I enjoy the ones where it's a bit of a thriller.
Yeah.
So, like, who was locked in the loft with James Crook's one had a thriller element to it. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Element
Some-
of suspense.
Yeah.
Locked in a loft.
I think I like the ones that are like. I think I say that, but then like, I love Liam Pickford's.
Yeah.
But like, I think I like the ones that are like true to life. Like I think my actual favorite episode is Reese Vickers.
Right.
With
Okay. Yeah.
Because it reminded me of the Full Monty.
Yeah.
I could say if I was to see how it was filmed, it'd be like the Full Monty. It'd be like a Channel 4 film,
Yeah.
and it was just like just because it was so believable. Like
Yeah.
it was just this ridiculousness that this old fella who'd been kissing in the mines for years. I think for me, I think it's the sort of true to life ones.
What episode number was that? I'm guessing what was that, like 45 or something?
Let's have a look. Where was it? It was
43.
Yeah, close, 43, yeah.
43,
Did you look
yeah.
then?
No,
You can't keep looking
No,
and
I
saying
was
no.
looking because he's he's got to be either side of that. He's always looking at it.
Yeah.
4-0. Yeah.
Just on that, I think for those who might have been listening to this for the first time or watching it for the first time, that the Reese Vickery episode, I reckon, in terms of stories, is up there for top 5 again.
Yeah.
I think for me that's a potential winner.
Yeah.
I think for me, we'll wait and see. But I think for me, if I was to vote for any,
Just
Actually,
go on.
I spoke to Reese today.
Oh, yeah.
And he said he's expecting you to call him for about 2 weeks.
Oh no, but he messaged, he rang me, and he was like, "Oh, I've got an idea for this." He used to create a show called Just Good News. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
And he wants to get that back up and running. And obviously, I've got loads of shit on what I'm doing, so I had no idea that I thought he would have just like texted me again or something if.
Well, he told me to pass the message on. So, Reese, if you're watching, you know I've done it. That's all I'm getting it on camera for, right?
Yeah. Depends when we release this.
Yeah. I better cut that bit.
Yeah, 2 months' time. Yeah.
But
and this, so he goes, I didn't tell him.
I enjoyed Reese's story. The kissing in the mines was big laugh. I think that was a big laugh.
I think I laughed about that. For about a week after.
Go on.
I think we all kind of mentioned that was probably the one that you could see getting turned into a film.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I imagine someone like Brendan Gleeson in it. Like a big gruff kind of man.
Yeah.
I see the full Monty cast.
Robert Carlyle,
like Mark Addy. Them like now, like I see that. And
for those who might have not listened to that one, definitely go and listen to it, or even better, go and watch it. But brief history of that is main character, 60-year-old bloke, used to work in the mines back in the 80s. That just shut him down for low production. You thought it was because of one thing, but the real reason was because all the men were kissing each other down there and dancing.
They were doing Lads in the Ballroom dancing.
Yeah. They were doing,
yeah, more specifically, it wasn't like they were going.
Yeah. So when the mines closed, it obviously stopped them being able to kiss each other
and express themselves.
And it depressed a lot of them.
Yeah,
because they couldn't do what they really wanted to do, which was make love to other men.
Yeah, well, we never said make love; we just said kissing.
Yeah, kissing. Yeah.
It's very much like almost manly.
Yeah.
No, we go down there, we kiss, we dance, then we come back home and see our wives.
Yeah. With their little sooty faces, which you were like, the mouths are clean.
Yeah, the mouths are always clean. Why is your mouth so clean?
Yeah.
No reason, Sandra.
Yeah. I was gonna say Sandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So after what did we just say? Ant McGinley's episode. After that,
number 6.
Number 6
was.
It was another good one.
Go on.
That I think maybe your favourite ever act out was in it.
Oh, fuck me, it's Andy.
Yeah.
And it's Diana Ross.
Oh,
and it is. What's the name
Cement.
of the
Blood.
Blood's thicker than mortar. Blood is thicker than mortar.
Yeah.
Another great episode. I think that could be up. I reckon that is up there once again for funniest moments.
Didn't that get like one of the most watched episodes?
Yeah, one of the most watched.
I think it's the one I've listened. That's in my top 5 re-listens.
Yeah.
Diana.
Yeah. So I think for those watching and listening, once again, like. It's crazy, isn't it, how mad these stories actually are.
Yeah.
Like, so in this one, Diana Ross, Danny DeVito aren't the main characters, but feature in it.
Yeah.
The main character in this one,
called Tyler.
I like called Tyler, who works on a building site,
and he falls in love.
Tyler.
with...
I remember we asking him his name, and he went Tyler. You went Tyler what? And he went Ruth. yeah. Because he was thinking of names. He just went Ruth.
Yeah, he fell in love with a on-site cleaner
called Rosie.
Yeah,
who she used to really enjoy just being in the room when he urinated. she found it like she just likes it. That's all he kept saying.
And they went to that butcher's and they took it. Yeah, it was funny.
Bull Twistles.
Bear Twistles.
There you go.
But Diana Ross was moving to. Where was it? Just
Caddy's Head.
Yeah. But Danny DeVito wanted the house 1/3 of the size.
Yeah.
And he kept saying to people, "Have you seen me in Twins?" But very good episode. We would recommend checking that one out.
Absolutely.
Some of I shit me pants with an act out in that. Like the amount of sweat that pours out of me.
Yeah. That was early days, that wasn't it?
Oh mate, I remember thinking, I've not got it. I can't. I don't know how you do Diana Ross.
Show us your Diana Ross.
Mate, it was...
I can't even...
Tyler! Was it American you went?
Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, it was,
Tyler Ross.
yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah. I just remember Andy being like, she's not even American. But yeah, very funny.
No, that was good. Yeah. And then after that,
It was number 8. And
they're from a very good podcast themselves.
Oh, it was Mild High Club.
Yes.
That was the first time we had a double guester.
an apple full of wishes. Every time you took a bite, you would be granted a wish. The bigger the bite, the bigger the wish.
That's what they say.
And he had a grandmother who...
He tried bringing him back to life, didn't he?
Yeah, but she came back as a younger self, didn't she?
No, the apple made her younger, didn't it?
I think it brought her back, and she was in fantastic form, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she
like,
looks gorgeous.
He had a bit of a rod on for her, and he knew it was wrong.
But you know, don't we all?
Yeah, we all did. But it still happened.
We've all been there.
There was wasn't there a hot air balloon element to that story as
Yeah,
well?
there was.
Yeah, they got away from the scene of a crime.
She killed kids in that one as well, didn't she? Wasn't it with a bow and arrow?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. And it was like...
He got caught in the spoke or something, and a kid came off his bike and died, and then they were in a hot air balloon 10 foot above the scene, trying to get away at the slowest possible speed.
10 foot above the scene.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing an hot air balloon 10 foot above you.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah, you'd be like, pull that thing.
Imagine just having the impulse to just go... For the listeners, I've just raised my hand and attached myself to said hot air balloon.
Yeah, that is funny. Police are giving chase with a step ladder.
They've sent the soulless man.
I can't remember the name of that. How'd you like them apples?
Close. How'd you like Wee's apples?
Wee Man was in it.
Yeah.
He was the one who presented the apple, Wee Man from Jackass.
We thought it was full of shit. Just an apple full of poo.
Is this full of shit? Grant your wishes.
How'd you get it in there?
We should get together like an act out from every episode and just put a compilation together.
Well, if you remember, one of my early ideas, which I still would like to do one day, maybe when we get a little bit bigger, was to do like an Oscars night. And it was like all previous guests. Obviously, this is just very wishful thinking, but you get all previous guests. We get like a bit of a venue, and it's like, right, nominated for Best Actor, Best Character, Best...
Love that.
You know what I mean? I think that would be a really fun way to just do something where it gets everyone together. Because everyone who's been on the podcast has really enjoyed what they've come away with. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anybody who's come away from this podcast and not thought, oh yeah, that was a waste of time.
Oh, they've not told us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
next year
genuinely
we can do
think
that.
I genuinely think like the people who've been on it, if they did have the time, would be up for doing something like that.
Oh, I think we told them a good notice.
Yeah.
This time next year.
But even having audience there as well, you know, like a bit of a crowd.
Yeah, do you know what would be interesting as well? If you are watching this, if you let us know what your favourite ones are in the comments on the video when this actually goes out, it'd be interesting because we obviously speak to people and they say like this one. I put a poll out on Instagram and my sister's favourite episode.
Your Paul. I hope not. That's vile.
My sister's favourite episode was Josh Jones's.
Was it?
Yeah, she really enjoyed Josh Jones's.
Josh Jones episode 40.
Did we find out?
It is
5?
No.
Earlier?
It's 39.
39, is it?
Was he after? Who was it? Was he after? Was it New Year? Was it New Year?
39.
It was this year.
Josh Jones.
Josh Jones.
Yeah, I know his name. Sorry, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Benny's scrolling through the iPad.
Josh's story, just for anyone that was about an old woman.
37.
Oh, see, I went fucking
miles
far.
away.
39, you're mad.
Are you mad?
She was an old woman who was an assassin, and she was in her 90s, and she'd had a host of children that she trained to be assassins, and then one of them turned on her, and she basically knew she had to kill or be killed.
Do you know what
and
that episode was?
what?
When she's like very sexually active still, isn't she?
Yeah.
When she's strangling that guy in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, the butler.
Because they're both in the shower. It's really slippy. So it's taking hours. What? He says, and she strangled him, but they're both covered in soap. So it was taking hours to strangle this poor man. And it's
Yeah.
just,
Do you want me to tell you what that's just reminding me of? Adam Staunton's episode where that had
speaking of that, that's next.
The visual on that, I think, is up there. I think that's one of my hardest laughs.
Yeah, the glue.
Yeah, because essentially that episode was about a mechanic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who was trying to find a partner.
Yeah.
Tommy Pickles.
Tommy
he was-
Pickles,
but
who was in a pickle.
He was convinced he was a car. He behaved as a car, didn't he? So he was that.
No, he ate eating car
Yeah,
noses.
he was a mechanic.
But if you remember, it was like that thing where he loved cars that much, where you sort of thought, this guy's a bit odd. But he actually came endearing because of how much he loved them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
obviously, he met that woman online, took her out for a meal, went back to her place, and she was like very, very turned on by him thinking
Yeah.
that he was a car. And then a ex-fella comes round and they start fighting over her. No, they don't even start fighting over her. Does
She goes upstairs and
the toilet gets blocked. He goes and blocks the toilet, and her ex-fella's a plumber.
yeah, and then he comes round to fix the loo, and she covers herself in glue,
PVA glue.
and she sticks both their hands on each of her tits,
Yeah.
and she's like suspended from them.
Well, she dries solid, doesn't she?
Tommy Pickles and the ex-fella are both glued to the toilet together. One hand on her tit,
One hand punching.
one hand, no, because he uses his foot to knock out the ex-husband, doesn't he? Tommy Pickles.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his ex-wife, doesn't he?
Because she been unfaithful, and she or something like that.
Yeah, and sort of said, that was a funny episode. That and
And
I'll
happy
never
ending though, wasn't it? In the end, they got back together in the end. No, because it was a misunderstanding in the end, wasn't it? And they got back together. I remember it being that.
Because didn't she let him see the kids as well? There was like another little angle. It was like there was a Ring doorbell, and he wanted to see kids. Or
Yeah.
it was funny. It was funny. That was a very funny episode. So that was Adam Staunton's, and that was
It's his famous song. No, I don't know why I came here tonight. That's
Stuck in the Middle with Pooh.
Yep, there you
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
9-4.
go. What are these numbers? Yeah, okay. Next one. Another friend of yours.
Rob Sadler,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Skegmess.
Skegmess.
which you for you is one of your favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that one. I'd put that in my top. I reckon it's top 5. I think it could be top 5. I
Yeah.
think there's some elements in that so funny. Skegmess, Chris Eubanks in there.
Yeah.
The
The Croatian hook.
Croatian hook, so funny.
Some of the stories that Rob just told about his own experiences of being at Skegness were so funny.
Someone died.
His granddad died,
Yeah.
and he was wearing a horse outfit, and his dad pulled his horse mask up and just whispered in his ear, "Your granddad's dead." And then he just carried on with the stag do. That needs clipping up, that story, doesn't it? Because that in itself is just so funny.
You don't put Shaggy's on next.
I enjoyed that one. I remember Rob sweating like an absolute ton.
Yeah. Well, we're getting into the hot seasons now. We probably need.
We didn't have a fan.
No, we didn't have no fans at that point. We've got 2 on now, blowing.
Remember that
our way.
time when it was just like
Yeah.
you were awful, weren't you?
Yeah.
So I think is that 10 episodes in we're in now.
That was 10. Yeah.
Right, so maybe like you just read through, like you just go through them. If there's anything that sparks anything for us, we'll go, yeah.
Alison June Smith, Love Tales.
Love
Yeah,
Tales.
enjoyed that one.
Trapped in the basement with the dog who was.
They
Yeah.
eat it. They eat the dog.
Yeah, they had to, because it was possessed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She was that horrible boss who was like he wouldn't let her sell windows.
But he'd only hire female. It was all female staff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was an all female glazing company, but it was run by a man.
Yeah.
Because it was like, sort of, he was.
You're wrong, man.
Yeah.
That's me. I enjoyed that one with Alison though.
Forbidden Love, because she fell in love with the dog. She kept kissing the dog.
Oh,
Remember?
she kept kissing the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember?
That was odd. That.
Yeah. But I think we tried to work it out in a way where it didn't seem as.
Bestiality.
Yeah, it wasn't like sexual. She just loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember all the taxidermy. The old lady was a taxidermist.
Yeah.
It says in your statement, it wasn't sexual. You just loved it. Is that true?
It wasn't sexual. I just loved it.
yeah. You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah. Next one was Tom Keegan. We spoke about Tom Keegan.
Oh, yeah, spoke about that. Great,
Flesh Dance. That was.
yeah, Flesh Dance.
The Ballad of Vandersnoot.
The Ballad of Vandersnoot, yeah.
Well, this next we're getting to Edinburgh now.
Mickey Bartlett.
No,
it was Joe McTiernan.
Cheeky cow.
Yeah,
Cheeky
Cow.
Cow,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Enjoyed.
like that one. Yeah, that was where
He fried his wife.
he
fried his
He went to a
wife.
steak festival, and the big oven in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything was like gravy, wasn't it? Like,
And there was like a Mexican hotel or something like that.
Yeah,
a
there
Mexican
was
themed.
a police officer as well who couldn't
Yeah.
remember anyone's name.
yeah.
That was the first time we did an episode ever at the Edinburgh Fringe, which we're going back to later this year. We will talk about that, but that was a mad experience just being in that little student SU, for 8 days, showing up and then disappearing.
Remember that boy who was just doing work? It was a perfectly valid place.
Oh, right, in the whole... Right, yeah, just for listeners and viewers, bit of a context. We obviously went into a student union in order to do the podcast, and I think the students who were there felt like we owned the place. It was like we had no reason to be there, really.
It was very much communal area, wasn't it?
Yeah, communal area. We were just going in there, setting up the kit, and everybody thought, these guys mean business, and then just left. It was just...
Yeah, we're there this year.
Yeah.
We're actually staying this year.
Yeah, not in the hotel.
That boy who apologised to us.
Yeah,
he was like doing some like meteorology stuff, and he was like, "I'm really sorry, lads. I'm just need to finish this call." And we were like, "It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Fine, mate.
Hurry up."
Yeah, we're doing a podcast for free.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed that one. One of my favourites at the Fringe was Mickey Bartlett's.
Yeah.
Connor Burns and Mickey Bartlett's for me were two really absolute belters.
That lad, that man that just wouldn't die.
Yeah, the old bloke on the safari.
Yeah, it was at B&Q, and it was
he had tuberculosis, and he needed like a windpipe coming out of the plane so he could breathe for some
He
reason.
walked with a snorkel, didn't he?
Yeah, and it shot him miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a really good. That's one to listen to.
The main character was like in his 40s, and he worked at B&Q, didn't he? But he was
Barry Fern.
Yeah, it was like
Barry Fern.
No, Derby. It was Martin Scrump.
That was
Martin Scrump.
Yeah, and they were looking for a fern.
Looking for a fern, yeah. And that turned into like an Indiana Jones type one, if you remember, because it was like
Galapagos Island. None of us could work out where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd saved up all his money and then got like tangled up in the web of this woman.
She was called Hillary Bush.
Yeah, and she wasn't a straight shooter, was she?
No, she was in cahoots with the guy who ran the tours or something like that, wasn't she?
Yeah, in the end it was like remember the mushroom bit where they had to eat mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a bit like a you go first and take a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they all came back to save him in it. Remember the guy with a tube?
All the people on the trip came and saved Martin Scrump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny, that.
And he was on the plane with a gas mask on, wasn't he? Because he had tuberculosis.
Yeah. The Edinburgh ones were great, and it'll be interesting to see how they...
Yeah, what we do this year.
Circle of Life again, back to that was a good one.
That's top one of the top 5 for me.
Circle of Life, Mickey Bartlett, that was like a multi-millionaire... Well, it was more than a millionaire, wasn't he? He was like a baron or something like that, wasn't
Chester Foxington the 6th.
Yeah.
And he was stationed. He lived on the Isle of Man, and was put festivals together, didn't he, to find a wife. You could only attend if you were female and single, and then you'd be put through trials to test how good you were as a partner and a mother.
Yeah, I think like the first trial was genuinely, it was how attractive he was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it, the way in which it wasn't as if like you just got ejected from the island. Didn't he like put them in a headlock and?
No, he
because he was into
crushed them, knocked them out, and put them down an oil pipe that went to Liverpool.
He had he was
he put them onto the ship, didn't it?
No, it was an oil pipe.
No,
right.
But they all left with whatever oil was on them as payment.
Right.
But I remember he was big into. He'd wear a gi, wouldn't he, all the time?
He was into kung fu or something.
Yeah, he would put him in a sleeper hold if he didn't like him.
Then
Mickey Bartlett called it the dressing down.
Well, he had like holograms of like the most romantic songs, didn't he? Like Careless Whisper and then he ended up like marrying his stepmom.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Because there was a kid. It wasn't. She wanted all the money, and it was something to do with her son that she'd had with his father.
He was really like, athletic. He was like the perfect candidate to be.
But he didn't have a mole on his nose or something. Was that
a
not
wart?
A wart, yeah. There was like a defining feature of the Chester Foxingtons, and it was a wart on the skin.
But yeah, it was an absolute belter. And then there was loads. There's been. Even since getting back from the Fringe, like some of the ones we've done, like the live show, what a success that was. You know, Danny Davis was a fantastic guest. The twice we've had him on, but the live show in particular, like I think it's all building for where we want to go and what we want to do in the next 12 months and going forward. Because the Fringe for us this year is a proper run at doing live shows. Last year it was almost like I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it was mental what we were doing.
Yeah,
you're carrying around thousands of pounds worth of equipment in the back of a suitcase, showing up to an SU, waiting for someone to use a key card and you tailing behind them. Getting into a room, asking everyone to fuck off, clamping all your stuff on, recording, and then walking past reception like, thanks. So it felt naughty. As this year, obviously, we've got our room. Tickets are on sale to come and watch us at the Fringe. You can get them on the Edinburgh Fringe website. If you go to Fringe website and then put in All Made Up Live, we'll be on there. 1:30 till 2:30. We're there for the first 2 weeks, and I think the tickets are less than a tenner or something like that.
Well, they start from £2.50.
There you go. They start from £2.50.
I think literally, if you Google All Made Up podcast, I think you scroll down to about the 7th link down. I think it's there, actually.
It's something roughly like the 7th link.
Yeah. 7th, maybe exactly the 7th.
Are they on our link tree?
Yeah, they're in our bio, aren't they? Are they not? If not, we can add it.
We can put it on the link tree. But come check it out, because we're going to be doing basically 12 shows with 12 different guests for 12 days. And we're really excited to share that with you. And obviously, you'll help us write the story. If you've watched the live show, you would have seen it. So our shared ambition for this is to have the live shows be a more consistent thing, because it works in the room. And, you know, the magic of it going well, but also having to dig yourself out of holes is like the fun of it all. So we're definitely keen to do more of that. And
so speaking of the Fringe, something that we've chatted about before is our sort of flyer technique, because obviously we're going to have to a massive part of the Fringe, for those who don't know, is advertising your show. That is like the bulk of it, really. It's trying to get people through the door to come and watch it, because it's so competitive. There's like thousands of shows going on literally everywhere for free. Some obviously a lot paid, a lot for free, and it's about how do you make yourself stand out, and a massive part of that is giving out flyers, and usually you give a little bit of a pitch. So I think we go around again and sort of offer what our pitch would be.
Right. Okay. If this was our flyer.
Right. So for the listener, Harry's just picked up one of our business cards.
Okay. Ours are obviously going to be bigger than this.
It's not size that matter, mate.
Yeah. Why is your flyer so small? Yeah. Well.
You should see my cock. Sorry.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben, you're not flyering. Okay. You are not flyering.
What's that? We've got a full room.
Yeah. They're walking away. Yeah. It's only joking.
Yeah. It's all policemen.
Yeah. So it's £2.50.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologize for that.
If I was flyering, and my flyering technique is, I'm not a hard sell, right? I walk up to someone.
Right. We'll act it out again. I'm walking. I am wearing.
You're wearing what you're wearing?
No, I'm wearing denim jeans, a long sleeve t-shirt, and a baseball cap and TNs.
TNs. Right, okay.
I'm walking down Grassmarket. I'm walking.
Yeah. Hey, pal, you okay? You heard me.
So funny.
You heard me. You're being rude.
Sorry, I had my headphone. I had AirPods in.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I was being rude.
Yeah, you were.
What's that?
Let's start this again.
It's literally 30 seconds ago. Yeah, I'm not a hard sell. I'm not.
I'm playing up to the camera. If someone ignored me like that, I'd just go, have a good day, in like quite a passive aggressive, chirpy. Yeah, I'd be like, have a good day.
You're gonna need to chill out before the shows.
No. What, if I was somebody, I go.
Right, I'm walking past.
Hey mate, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
How are you doing? Are you looking to see any shows today?
Yeah, I'm open to a show.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll just let you know, this is a podcast I do with my two mates, Ben and Lewis. It's a storytelling podcast. Basically, you come and watch us. We create a story out of nothing in the space of about an hour, and you help us write the story by offering lines that we'll put in it. We've got comedian guests. Do you know Frankie Boyle? He's our guest.
You got Frankie Boyle?
For today's episode.
Right,
so
okay.
Come and check it out. It's at 1:30. If you're busy today, we're here until the 12th. There you go.
All right. Yeah. I am busy today.
That's fine. Just scan it, check an episode out. That'd help. But if you do fancy it, come and check it out. It's an easy watch.
Right, okay. And am I in it?
If your line comes up, yeah.
Oh, so I put lines in?
Yeah, so you suggest lines we use in the story. So I'll give you an example. The story might start with they ate an out-of-date meal deal and realised 2 days later they could read people's minds. And the last line might be, the doctor said it had to be cut off. We got half an hour to get from A to B.
Right, we have...
Yeah, as an audience all together.
Right, can I bring a friend?
If you could bring, I think the room's 80 capacity.
Well,
so if you could bring 79.
Well, I'll try and bring Jimmy. But I think he's at a funeral tomorrow.
That's fine. It's absolutely fine.
It'll be done.
Yeah.
It will be done before the funeral.
Yeah. Ben, you're not flying. Okay, you are not flying.
No, I thought that was decent. That then I thought you did a good job there.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you undersell. You don't go.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, dude, 2 words for you: storytelling. Check it out.
I'd be like, boom.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
go on.
Go on, Ben. Right, Ben. So I'm walking past. Right, I'm wearing dungarees. I've got a long sleeve shirt on underneath the dungarees, and I'm wearing a bucket hat and sliders.
Hey, mate, nice dungs.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry.
Imagine that as a picture.
No, yeah.
Hey, mate, you looking to watch the shows today?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Would you be? Well, I've got a show today. It's a it's a podcast.
You work in sales. You work in
Yeah,
sales.
but I sell things people want.
Yeah.
It's a live podcast. We've got 2 mates. We've got Kevin Hart on today. Do you want to come watch it?
When is it on?
It's on in 25 minutes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Tickets are £2.50. It's a bargain. You'll never get to watch Kevin Hart for a cheaper price.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a storytelling podcast. It's like an improvised podcast. So we sort of make a story every week or every day at the Fringe. And I've lost myself. I'm panicking.
It's all right.
No, it's all right. Harry, Harry, I need you.
Do you want me to tell you what this?
I'll come across and go, sorry about him.
No, so we start with have a start line, an end line, and we have prompts in the middle. All suggested by you guys, the listeners or the watchers.
Sorry, would you like to come to our show and be a watcher? Sorry? An audience.
Listen, I need a script. I need a script. It's not always as crafted as this. Like
that. Excuse me. Do you want to come and see our show? Oh, what is it about? Yeah, one sec.
Yeah.
Holding up a little notepad.
I'll practice it. Anyway, yeah. So I'll probably start by going, "Hey, are you American? Are you American or something?" I'll probably start by some small talk. I'll be like, "Hey, mate, where are you from?"
California.
Oh, nice. I love it there. We have some listeners in California on our podcast that we're doing live at the Fringe.
What did Ben say about some yank? What was
Hey,
it?
stop it! Cut that.
I don't know. I just love the idea of you flying and them asking, you've got your little script, and they ask you a question. You go, hang on a minute. Sorry, one sec.
Harry's ruffling for a notepad.
So we have some amazing guests. We've had
FAQs.
We've had Bob Mortimer. We've got Dara O'Brien. We've got.
This is fake news, Ben.
Right, what I think we do is this is how we do it. Right, Lewis is the punter.
You have a go.
Right.
Go
on, say. Go on, Harry.
I reckon if we did like this, you were the punter, right? And you're like say near the entrance of the door, okay, but out on the street. Try and grab people. I go.
I'm wearing a string vest.
String vest.
Long 3/4 shorts and espadrilles.
Nice vest, mate.
Thank you.
Hit any women recently? String vest. It's the association with that, isn't it?
Ben, you aren't flying.
Yeah. Ben, you're gonna have to be by the door, and then what I'll do is I'll go. If you fancy it, speak to me, mate, over there, Ben. He'll sort you out and he'll show you where it is, and then you can grab people by the door. You know what I mean?
And that's how you get out of flying, guys.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a string vest. Hit any women. You're trying to get them in, Ben.
Oh, string vest. Yeah, but that could be like get them in. No, it's conversation starter. Boom, we're in.
I reckon.
Shock factor.
Go on, right. Like you got your last chance.
Yeah.
Last chance of this. So I'm.
Me.
Both of you are together at this point.
Yeah, you're not letting me fly on my own.
So I'm walking past. I've got long hair, which is tied like double ponytail. I'm wearing a jacket, a t-shirt with a print of the world on it, 3/4 denim jeans, and cowboy boots.
Hey man, nice.
So you're a gimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice jokes.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll speak to this cowboy.
Sorry.
Hiya, pal, you okay?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm great.
You joined the Fringe?
It's great.
It's good, isn't it?
It's great.
I don't know what you're doing this afternoon, but we are doing a live podcast.
Okay.
And it's a bit different to other pods. 3 straight white guys, but we don't talk politics. It's a storytelling podcast. So basically, you join us in the show, and we create a story out of nothing. We have a guest on. It's very much like, almost like improv. But
Improv.
in fact, I redact that. It is not improv, because improv is...
I love improv.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course
like
you do,
that.
'cause
It's just like that. Do you want to come
Ben,
watch?
go by the door.
Okay.
Ben, go by the door.
How many friends do you have to watch?
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I think my sales pitch is it works.
Yeah.
You flyer it.
Right, I'll flyer it. Okay.
So me and Ben are me and Ben.
What are you wearing?
So I'm wearing
kilts.
I'm wearing a burnt orange smoking jacket, a green shirt, and a pair of jorts with a pair of white high heels.
Okay.
What about you?
I've got like a pair of linen pants on and a linen shirt.
That's just your outfit, that.
Yeah, it's all white.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all white.
Careful with that.
Yeah.
I'm white. WHRT. E.
So it's 1:15. I reckon we finish these pints and we go and find a show.
Okay.
What, are you looking for? Find a show? All right, I just overheard you, that's all.
Okay.
Can I give you one of these flyers?
So
and
you
I can
overheard us?
I overheard you, yeah, you're right in my ear hole.
Well, yeah.
That's funny because I saw you make your way from across the street.
Yeah. You were sat at our table.
Yeah,
so.
go on. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, I'm just trying to practice my pitch for today, so if you guys could hear it, that'd be great, and see what you think.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm part of a group called the All Made Up Podcast, and basically it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's all made up. We make a story together. We have audience come in, suggest lines, and then we have a comedian guest who is just great at banter, and we make a story up together. 45 minutes, good laugh, ease your way into the Edinburgh Fringe. It's nice and chilled, and it's free to get in, but not free to get out. So be generous. Take one of them if you like.
Yeah.
Thank you. That sounds good. Is that you on the card?
That is me next to the guy with the wasting disease. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that really complimentary picture of the guy on the right.
Yeah. Nice.
Who's the guest today?
The guest today is a guy called Ian Jacobson. Very new on the circuit, but he's onto great things.
I've heard of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Cool.
well, maybe we'll consider it.
Yeah. Do we need to go and speak to the intimidating man by the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spoke to some weirdo before who told me I wasn't allowed to watch.
Yeah. I think he said something about showing his cock. Or something like that.
Yeah. You've come out with that. Hitting women.
I did not say that. I said
You
that
did.
people who wear string
And
vests.
then you went on to talk about Yanks in America.
I know that was a previous episode that wasn't released.
I don't remember that. So
Well, that's good. If you forget about it, let's all forget about
But-
that.
It cracked me
either
up.
way, you want to be a watcher?
Yeah, you're trying to be a watcher at our pod.
I think
I should have said audience member. I know.
what we do is if we never approach as a three, let's be within earshot of each other, and we can be like, look, the lad over there who's flying,
Sending like hand signals to one another.
yeah.
Fantastic.
He's part of the show. He's part of the show. That's me in the middle. I've only got 6 months left. Come and watch it.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably attract a lot of women. That'll be probably the thing.
Yeah, especially with them string vest comments. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, stay away from them fellas.
That's funny. But yeah, that's what I think the sales pitch is going to be. I think we will figure it out. We need to obviously.
I think we have a competition. Who gets the most people in?
I think we get a flyer as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we get flyers.
And
I think
compete against them.
I
Yeah.
think for me, I think I would like to get flyers.
I would like to get one flyer to help us out, right? And I also want to get someone to do like film us flyering that isn't us. Okay.
Right. This team's expanding very quickly.
Well, we could get Clem to do it for a day, or Mannion or something like that. I'm just someone because I want to see someone's face when you accuse him of being a wife beater. Right?
Yeah.
I want to see someone react when you go, sorry, can I just practice my pitch on you? And they go, I've heard you say that to the last person, right?
Yeah.
So why have you not cracked it, right?
Yeah.
And I want to hear
Wait,
someone.
is your dad in the audience or something?
Yeah, and I want to hear someone say to me, you spoke to me yesterday, and I said no. Now fuck off, right?
Yeah. Then I'll be like,
Yeah.
Ben's just punched the air.
And then the pullback and reveal will be like, whoa, Dad, just check out the pod.
yeah. And if you don't come watch, subscribe.
Yeah. I reckon, what number are we aiming for subscribers-wise from Edinburgh Fringe? 100? Extra 100? Extra 200?
I mean,
200.
200 extra subs.
I think 200.
20 a day.
Because what I'll say to people is, do you know, if you can't make it, just listen to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd prefer you to come, but if you genuinely don't have time,
Yeah.
I'd just like you to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then if you do listen to a couple of episodes, you might like it tomorrow.
You might like listening, but we all enjoy coming.
Yeah.
So why don't you come?
And I'm the sicko, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good. That's also a good sell. Like,
I'm going to get 1,000 people in through flyering.
Hey.
That's my number.
reckon?
Do you reckon you can beat that?
do you not think you'd just rather get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube?
A man today at the Edinburgh Grass Market was found with a samurai sword, beckoning people towards hootenannies.
While Ben shouts at them all on the way in.
Thankfully, he was tased and put to the ground.
His last words were, "Can I just press a sales pitch on you?"
The door count just before police apprehended him was 999.
In a room full of 80 people.
Yeah. One of the suspects had his cock out.
Imagine how uncomfortable you'd be if the police turned up.
Oh, mate, it'd be insane. I'd be like, do you know who my dad is?
Do you reckon we'll ever? Do you reckon we'll ever do a sellout? 80 seats. Do you reckon that's a doer?
I think we can.
Yeah, I
Not
reckon.
80 seats is for split
show.
bill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
split bill. I think. I
50 seats is.
I reckon we'll get a sellout.
I think we can.
Yeah.
I think we build enough momentum at the start. I think saying to people, do you know, if you're here for a few days, listen to an episode tonight, and if you like it, come watch us tomorrow live. Because that's what we've got. That's the advantage that we've got a lot of content recorded. That choose an episode that you like and listen to it, or we'll suggest one.
What would be your most creative way of getting in somewhat like an audience member? Like, if your flyering wasn't working and it's like, oh, I've got to try something different here, what would you try to get people in?
I'll go on the night out with you tonight. I will.
So you'd offer services?
Yeah, not like that. I'd just spend time with him.
I would.
Greyfriars Bobby wants you to watch our show. There are his last words.
Most creative way. I would offer.
Buy him a drink. Come in here, I'll buy you a drink. If you don't think it was worth it, you keep it. If it was, you give me
you
back.
can have a shot.
A shot?
Yeah. So like, if you didn't enjoy it, we'll give you a shot at the end.
You know what I might say?
A shot at the title?
I might say, if you come watch, I'll give you a keyring when you leave. People love merch.
If you come and watch...
I just have the image of us picking them up off the floor and being like, oh, fucking, if you didn't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get
Like-
a massive fine from Edinburgh Council.
Yeah. I would probably go down the route of.
Would you
do know
dance?
what?
Would you dance in the street?
I would dance. I dance in the
No,
street.
I think that's so wanky. That
What, dancing it? Like,
Yeah.
if us three came up with a little
like
dance
you
routine...
see people being like, "Oh, what's this? Take it." You're like, that's just annoying.
I would insist that you did that. I would love to watch that.
I love the idea of you not doing that and me next to you doing that and getting just so many more people in.
Yeah,
And then
working.
you have to do it.
I would walk past anyone in the street doing that, and I might go like, but I wouldn't engage in it. I'd be like,
It's spit at them.
you're at a fucking festival, you know what I mean? I get that it's artsy and all the rest of it, but it's like, we're the Cambridge Footnotes. You're like, that's not us.
Should I take my juggling balls?
I'm gonna vote no.
Do you think? Well, do you think I should wear a disco ball on my head?
I think you should stand by the door, Ben, right? And you beckon people in.
With a disco ball in your
You
head.
just
Yeah.
wait in the theatre.
Yeah. See that man by the door in the string vest? Go and see him. No, I wouldn't go creative. I'd keep it simple. Less is always
But
more.
what if they said, there's this magic dance that you could do, and it'll guarantee we'll get a sellout every day? Would you do the dance in the street?
Yeah.
Of course
You would do it?
Yeah, the dance would be like this.
What if the dance was like Magic Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in fantastic shape.
I don't want you to be intimidated when we take a shot.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Nah, I wouldn't do a Magic Mike dance. You know, to be fair, if you don't want to check it out, there's loads of other things you can go and see.
What about if like people were coming, like someone came over and was like, "Oh, I'll come and see it, but I need you to do me a favour. I need someone killed." Would you accept?
Do you know what? I love the idea
Day
of
10,
us.
baby.
Of us.
Yeah.
Day 10. We've had such a shit time flying. We just sat together on the grass market, throwing these scenarios out, right? Just being like, right, what if someone come up to you and said, I need someone killing, and then I'll come and watch your show? And we were all like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm going to do a little shitty dance, and people are just walking past us as we sit around on top of 5,000 flyers that we can't give away.
Sleeping on them.
Yeah, Ben, stop saying you're going to whip women. Right, I don't get it.
I never said that. I said that man
Yeah.
looked like he did.
And so then some guy actually comes across and goes, "Have you got a show on?" We're fucking talking, mate.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you mind?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's at 1:30,
Yeah.
right?
That artwork looks really cool. We know.
Yeah, we'll talk to you then, you fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we do like anti-flyering. Don't bother coming watching this.
Yeah.
What would you do if the flyer that we employed was doing that sort of sale? Like,
Yeah.
come watch the podcast. And you walk past them and you were like,
I would
you
take
like, stop it.
I'd take the flyer off him and go, "Job's gone, pal.
Job's gone, pal.
Your job's gone, pal."
Right.
Now moist.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is, just because obviously we're getting close to like wrapping this podcast up for today. Locations wise, where have we hit? What countries have we hit, Ben?
I'll tell you.
Obviously, we've still not hit Beijing yet.
No, but
I do genuinely think that's because of VPN issues.
Yeah.
I don't think we can physically hit Beijing. I don't think.
I won't be happy until we get
you
Beijing.
can't hit Beijing or women. All right, okay.
I never said
Remember that,
I
Ben.
said
What I would say is, obviously we record this in Leigh, right, which is the northwest of England, an old mining town, and considering where we've had downloads.
43 countries.
Yeah,
43 countries.
So sometimes we get countries, sometimes we get cities within that country, right? You know, with all of them, do we get cities?
It depends on the countries, like VPN. Most places we get the cities, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah. I just think it's mad that we're in Leigh and that, you know, Ben, what's the most obscure country on there we've had?
I think maybe, we've had Nepal.
Nepal, right. So you got the Himalayas, okay, and you got the All Made Up podcast.
Tanzania.
Yeah, I've been there, mate. You know what I mean? That's
Barbados. That's what, because we googled the place and it was like paradise.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what are you doing, pal? Like,
Yeah.
And then
No, we shouldn't be putting ourselves down. It's like, of course,
that's
they're
what,
gonna be, yeah.
that's what I mean. But it's mad, and we appreciate the fact that you keep coming back to it week on week.
Yeah.
You know, my family support's trailed off. Jordan, if you're watching,
yeah, we know, we've noticed.
but the fact is that people do keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
We've got a new listener in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, I noticed that.
All right.
Yeah, which is cool, isn't it?
Argentina shot up.
But no, I think.
Imagine it was Messi.
Yeah,
Love
even
that.
though he lives in Miami. Yeah.
He flies home, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He flies home.
I bet he goes back to Argentina every now and again.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah, he had the trains. That's why.
Download.
That's why he went to Miami, because he can just essentially fly in and play.
Well.
What was that noise then?
Ah.
My favorite listener is Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I want our Las Vegas listener to reach out to the podcast and message us.
Yeah.
Like,
you get-
whatever it costs, I'll send you a mug.
I thought you were about to say, well, pay for your flight.
No, yeah, maybe next year. Or there's like, I think our second like biggest town is a place called Boardman in the United States.
America.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you where that is. Is it, if it's east, west, central?
West Coast, upstate.
But we're slowly conquering the globe bit by bit.
How many countries are there? Can someone Google how many countries there are?
200 odd,
Yeah, it's like
200.
250 or something.
Yeah.
And then how many have got access to the internet?
I don't know, Ben.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've done a decent job there of conquering the globe.
Yeah, we've done a quarter.
Of course we have. We're British. You know what I mean, it's in our DNA, right? We're coming. The empire's back.
Once we get to the third one there with the British Empire.
If we could do the All Made Up podcast in one country,
Oregon is where it is, Boardman.
Okay.
where would it be?
For me, I would say I'd love to go to America. I'd like to go to America just to experience. It's got so many things you can go and see, like different, you know, you got big cities, mountains, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
To do it
What's that comedy club in LA called? Not the store, the other one, the Joe Rogan one.
It's in Texas called the
Is
Mothership.
What's the one in LA called that I'm thinking of?
I don't know, the Improv.
I'd love to do a show like over there. In that big comedy club.
For me, if I could do it in any room, I would probably pick Radio City, where John Mulaney filmed his special, and that looks it's like an old beautiful theatre.
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing.
And for like somewhere in the next 12 months, like would we want to try and get into a theatre?
Yeah.
Like what is like a dream venue for us, which is also realistic within the next 12 months? You think?
I like the Hope Mill Theatre is a good little space,
Right.
and you
Small
know,
Lowry one.
Lowry.
Do you know what? I think the Lowry's all right, but
I don't like the atmosphere, though.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel very warm.
What?
You know what I
I
mean?
mean the middle one with the balcony up top.
500 seater.
Yeah.
I think for me, because Clem did a show at the Lowry, and it was in like the studio, and as soon as you leave the studio, as soon as you come out, it's just like the atmosphere is just dead. It's just like it doesn't feel
Yeah.
warm. You know what I mean? It just feels like a space.
Yeah.
Um,
It'd be good that, because if anyone's listening from there, probably won't get it in there anyway.
I don't give a fuck.
No, but you know, it's you. I've done tour sports in there, and the room itself, it's like it's a studio, isn't
Yeah.
it? So it's a black box, but the Hope Mill Theatre, I've just seen like pictures of the space, and it just feels cool.
Yeah.
It's like I really liked Coltplex. I thought that was like a cool little room.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't think that's around anymore. Is it,
No,
is
yeah,
it still
yeah,
around?
it is,
I
yeah.
think that's a realistic venue.
Yeah.
Doing it at Coltplex. But
I think they're realistic venues for the next 12 months anyway.
Yeah.
I think 12 months after that's in the Opera House.
Yeah. Got to be.
we have got listeners. I think our top countries are obviously UK,
Australia
America,
second.
Australia.
Did you know that Dead Man Talking podcast are doing a festival? Did you see that? Yeah. I mean, would you take the podcast to a festival?
100%. Yeah.
I'd love to do like the Sydney Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
I think part of Edinburgh will be opening the eyes to other people about this podcast that aren't just subscribers. You know what I mean? And that in itself is going to be beneficial. But, you know, our plan, what you've seen today with the three of us, is we want to give you more of these type of episodes where, you know, we'll play around with it, but you'll have guests, you'll also have bits and pieces with us, and, you know, we'll have a Patreon as well, which you'll get extra content on. But it's just... like, it's a fucking slow process, you know, and it just takes time.
And we're all, obviously, it's getting to that point in our careers where we're looking at trying to sort of move away from the 9 to 5 and put more focus into this so we can get just a bit more creative, because obviously it's essentially like working a second job on like, it's just so difficult, but it's sort of knowing that there is going to be a point where everything clicks into place. Because I still think we've just scratched the surface with where we want to be, and that's good, but there's so many more gears to what we can achieve.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know. I'd love to do more festivals. If the Edinburgh Fringe works, there's no reason, logically, why we couldn't go to any comedy festival anywhere in the world. Yeah. Because if it works there, it works at any.
Well, something I want to try and implement as well, and it might come into like the Patreon episodes, is that sort of live stream element of it.
Oh, yeah,
where it's like we have we can be doing shows from the comfort of the studio and just building like
an online
a community. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people do watch this, but the interactive element of it is something I don't think we've quite mastered yet, and we're on our way to doing it. But I think that sort of like, oh, we want a suggestion. What do you think? And having that live feedback, I think it'd be really nice.
Yeah, but that's why, like, we appreciate the fact that, you know, we're a year in, and the people that have been there from day one joined along the way. But it's definitely, we're moving in a direction, and we want you to be part of it. But, you know, we appreciate the fact that you keep coming back to it week on week, because who knows where we'll be in 12 months' time. You know, for me, if I could have anything in the studio, it would be a window. Right, and I know we're in the middle of the building.
Yeah, it's logistically impossible. Like
my dream is to buy every unit above us and just have a massive skylight. Right?
Unnecessary floors.
Yeah. Why is it 8 meters away?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just look at the sun.
I want a glass floor with fish underneath it.
In the middle.
I just want excess. Like there's like this ridiculous floor. People come in and go, why have we spent all this money? You're like, it just looks cool.
After it's been installed, we realise we've not got a hatch to feed them.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, there's just perished fish.
Just algae.
Yeah. Oh, mate. So I forgot to mention to the listeners, I've obviously told you guys. Did I give you an in-depth story about the slug?
Oh, no, you told me about it, yeah.
I'm not sure. Did I show you the picture?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah. So, just as a little story before we wrap up.
Yeah, I think this is a good note to finish on this.
Yeah,
one.
So obviously, I bring my lunch to work, but the night before I've made salmon, asparagus, broccoli, green beans, pasta. I made enough for sort of 2 batches. So I've ate one that night, and then whilst I was eating that, waiting for it to cool so I could pop it in the fridge. Anyway, that all happens. I take the packed lunch to work the next day. I'm eating, and I've got something on computer screen, and I look down, and I'm like, what's that? And for me, when you eat salmon, there's like that little brown bit sometimes, like little brown pieces of flesh or whatever. And I look, and I was like, that looks a bit like gooey, that. And I pick it up on my knife, and I pop it on the table, and then it just goes, and sort of like burst into life, and it was a big fat slug, and I was like, I was a fork away from eating it. You know what I mean? And I shit myself because I Googled it. It's bad if you eat slugs, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Slugs aren't toxic, but because they sort of like go over rat shit and stuff like that, rat shit carries like a parasite, and that parasite is like lungworm, it's called, or ratworm, and that can like go to your brain and everything and just ultimately kill you.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, that was
You know what? I said round the episode off.
I know,
and you basically just said
that was,
yeah, well,
yeah.
Don't eat slugs because you might die. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's been the year's episode.
I think we should make some promises to the listener for the next 12 months.
Go on. What are you going to promise? Not to hit women, Ben?
I knew that was
said
coming.
that. Never said that. I said men in string vests. You'll all agree with me. If you do agree with me, there's an association with string vest men and a Kansas Stella, isn't there?
I don't know if it's been a string vest. I've
No,
just seen it being a white vest.
String
Yeah,
vest.
like a
No,
wife
it's just-
beater vest. Is that a string vest?
That's
String
string
vest
vest.
is when you can. It's got holes in it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't see that. I just see a white vest. But hey,
Yeah,
go
you're
on.
wearing like brown trousers and got a can of Stella. I think more live shows next year. I reckon we aim for one a month.
Are you promising it to me or the listener?
More live shows next year. I reckon one a month. After Edinburgh, we do one a month. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deliverable.
Yeah.
Any other promises? More content. Yeah?
Yeah.
What can we do more of? Come on, Lewis, I need a third one.
And a live stream show.
Yeah.
My promise is like getting that consistently. Like I think if we're doing Patreon episodes, that is a massive incentive to come and join that.
Yeah.
Like, and we can just have that closer connection with the viewer and listener.
And more great guests.
More great guests, yeah.
The bigger the pod gets, the bigger the guests we can have on. You know, you might
Like
have.
that size-wise.
No,
like
but you-
5 years in, like, he is massive.
How great would it be to have someone like Tom Hardy on this pod? You know what I mean? Amazing actor, and then we're getting him to do an act out where he's Diana Ross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying on shoes in Brantano.
I can see it, mate. I can see it happening.
Yeah. It's just, I would love to see Tom Hardy on this sofa.
That's a call out to you, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to make that a promise?
Yeah.
I reckon you do 5 years for that promise.
I don't know. It'll happen. Who knows? If we all eat a slug, we're fucked. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, wrap it up for us, Harry.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching, being with us on this year's journey. Stick with us. We're going places, and you are all coming with us. But seriously, thank you. We'll see you next week. This has been All Made Up with
All Made
us. Yeah, with All Made Up. I think that's great. Let's try that again. This has been All Made Up.
With All Made Up.
I was getting him to say it, but
Enjoy.
there we go.
It's all